So lots of user-generated content sites around, and one quite useful tool, if you have a product or service that you're going to update fairly regularly, one quite useful tool is an RSS feed. So it's a feed that people can see about your product, services, offerings, retail, or whatever else. And it is actually quite a useful thing. So I'm going to attempt a live demonstration. So here's some, I use iGoogle, as my homepage, and I've got a number of feeds set up for different purposes. And looking here at shopping, I can see, whenever there are deals to be had at Argos, or a deal hack, tech bargains and so on, or holiday special offers. So whatever you're offering, you can offer an RSS feed, which is an extremely cost-effective, extremely non-intrusive way of dealing with customers. If all those things that you can see on the front, if all of those people were sending me emails every day, I'd get pretty fed up with it and just say stop subscribing to emails or start feeding them straight into the junk mailbox. But because they just sort of sit on a tab, I can scan that far more quickly than I could scan what would be about 40, 50 emails. I can pick out very quickly what's relevant to me and what's not. So again, an RSS feed can be an extremely useful way of getting to customers. Because I could use an RSS feed in something like iGoogle or any feed reader, but also a lot of email programs allow that, so they would appear in a separate account, not in your inbox, but in a separate account below your inbox, so you can read them through tools like Outlook, Thunderbird, and so on as well. So RSS feeds are another useful technology to think about, and the good thing about them is that they're in the face of the user every day, and they're fairly non-intrusive because it's not like sending out emails. It's cheaper as well because you don't have the bandwidth costs associated with sending out large amounts of email, and you can't be accused of spam because it can't be unsolicited email because people have gone to sign up to those feeds. So that's actually quite a useful tool if you have a lot of information to give out regularly. The web blog, or blog as we know it, there's a bit of information there about blogs. There's a link if you want to find out more about the history of them. These are actually very useful types of website because someone with not too much technical expertise can write a blog quite easily, and blogs keep themselves tidy. If you use your tags and so on, they keep themselves tidy and indexed quite well. So here's an example. This is a tailor, English cut, and this guy used to work in Savile Row in London, but he wanted to live in the Lake District and decided that he'd sell suits online. And that's actually quite a difficult thing to do because a suit is something that people want to feel what the material feels like, see how the cut looks, they have to be measured, do all sorts of things. What he does is he travels around, visits cities for a couple of days each week, different cities each week, takes measurements, shows people samples and things, then goes back to the Lake District and makes his clothes. If you look at the electronic version of this, you can click on that and go onto the website. But what he's done is show the type of relationship that he has with customers, because he keeps this blog and he keeps just talking about the sorts of interactions that he has. And if you want to click on this link here, you can have a look at that. What happened here was really long story about a customer who had to go away to the States halfway through the process of buying a suit, put on a lot of weight, there was a problem with the fabric, there are all sorts of problems. Now the customer put a note on the website saying, thanks thanks, but it took quite a long time to get the suit and everything. Feel free to put it on the website. What we then get, if you look at this, is the entire story. And what you read from this is Tom the tailor there is patient. He accepted that there was one problem that came from his end, but he also explains how much of the problem came from the customer's end, and it shows that he cared enough to keep going through all the hassle to actually get there in the end. So a sort of slightly positive comment turns into a story that would tell a potential customer that actually this is the guy that cares and he's probably worth doing business with. I'm not going to try and read all this out, you're welcome to look at that later. The other good thing with this is that customers tell their friends about this, and we also have social bookmarking as a tool where you can, if you like something, you can click on a social bookmark and tell all your friends in Facebook or MySpace or Delicious or any of those other social social bookmarking sites. The extra thing that using a blog does is it allows your customers to talk back. Now, if you're doing a good and defensible job, that'll be a good thing for you. If you're on the whole doing a good job and you make a few mess ups, like the result with English Cut the Tailor, you can use the comments to show people that you care and that you sort things out and that you do get there. There's a link there about that you can use to have a look at how people can calculate the return on investment in using blogs. So it's from Forrester, which is quite a respected e-commerce research company. So if you want to look at the links there, you can do.